Fine. So first of all, CSAT paper is more about the acumen. It is more about the understanding. It is more about the comprehension when it comes to the reading comprehension part. And the techniques that I am discussing you right now, I have already discussed this technique with you in your initial sessions of your integrated batch. And through these techniques, you will be able to activate your mind and will be able to answer the questions according to UPSC demands rather than whims and fantasies of your mind. Fine. Since you guys have done 2020 and 2019 paper, I have selected the paper of 2018. Now, for those who are new to the reading comprehension thing or have not solved any reading comprehension or are going to solve the reading comprehension after looking at this video, what we follow at SOMP, a time-tested technique. First, you solve CSAT paper, reading comprehension, we are discussing reading comprehensions of the latest year available at UPSC website along with the key. For example, 2021 CSAT paper is available in the market, but not the UPSC key that is available on the UPSC website. That's why I asked you guys to go for the 2020 examination and 2020 UPSC. You attempt that paper according to your mindset only. Then what you have to do, you do attempt 2019 examination. When you will attempt a 2019 examination, you will find that you are going to do same mistakes. But here is a catch, what you have to put focus upon, that while mentioning about 2019 paper, I want you to do one thing before that. Go back to UPSC downloaded, UPSC site downloaded UPSC key for the CSAT paper and look at the options. Why you have chosen that option and what UPSC gave. Since UPSC is correct and you are incorrect, okay, UPSC is always right. You have to think like UPSC to score good in the CSAT paper. So what you will be doing, rather than going here, you try to capitalize your mind or force your mind to think into a way, the way UPSC demands. When I say that way UPSC demands, I ask you guys to force your mind to do force thinking and make that option correct. Why UPSC had thought this way? I will think this way only. You do this with all the wrong questions of yours. You will find you will have somehow cached the UPSC phenomena, UPSC way of thinking. What you have to do over there, you have to switch to previous year again, 2018. When you go for 2018 examination, now you have two paper solution experience. Okay, 2019, 2020. Okay, because now 2020 you have 19, you will solve after solving 2020 with the UPSC key. Now when you go backwards like this till 2013, you will find that now you have the UPSC equivalent. Now you go for any test series and all. Don't consider their option as correct. Whatever you are finding it correct, mark it over there. Again, repeat the same phenomenon with the UPSC paper. Okay, try to do it. Fine. So this way, you will be able to comprehend how to go about the thinking process of UPSC through UPSC by UPSC. Okay. In this manner, you will be able to solve the questions correctly because you have stopped your biasness, your prejudices related to certain facts or opinions of the passage. And now you are thinking mechanically, which generally fetches result. This was the direction to all of you. Now we will be demonstrating the same how. Okay, till now, any questions, any problem? A quick yes or no in chat box. If any problem, just unmute yourself and speak. Fine. So max are no, and no one is speaking. So I'm guessing no for everyone. Just a minute, let me grab my pen there. So what you have to do, while reading the passages, you just follow this technique. If you are not good with the passages from now onwards while solving the UPSC previous year questions, you just mark it 1 here. Okay, since this is the first time, global population was around 1.6 billion in 1990. Today, it is around 7.2 billion. Whenever there are two figures, it means comparison. So I have just underlined these two because I can sense that this is comparison. Okay, it will be population only and growing. Now I will mark here 2 because this is the second line. Recent estimates on the population growth predict a global population of 9.6 billion in 2050, 10.9 billion in 2100. Again, if you will look, okay, again, full stop. I will mark it here 3. Unlike Europe, North America, where only 3 to 4% of population is engaged in agriculture, around 47%. Again, an important fact. 3 to 4. Okay. Third. Now, 4 point. Even if India continues to do well in the service sector, the manufacturing sector picks up. It is expected around 2020 when India overtakes China as the world's most populous country, nearly 42%. 2030. Population will still remain in agriculture. So if you think that we got 4 lines, okay, what happens during the reading, especially when the passage is long, you forget whatever it has been mentioned. If you mark your lines with every full stop, now you know that it is around only and only 4 lines. Now every line you have some fact or figures or data where you can directly concentrate. Fine. So now your work is quite easy where to focus. Suppose what happens, you will read the passage, then you will read the question, you will forget the passage. Now at least when you go back to passage, you have underlined certain words. You know how many lines are there. So just because you are doing these techniques, you will be able to remember that this line mentioned this comparison or this fact or this concept. Fine. So it will be easy to remember and go back. Now, coming to the questions. It is asking logical and rational inference. Can anyone speak what is inference? Especially if someone of you is from science background. I want him or her to answer. And what is logical?
You're making assumption, I think. Inference.
You are from science background?
No, sir.
Okay. Then whatever you are saying is correct. Don't worry. I want someone from the science background to answer it. Do we have any science background student over here?
Yes, sir.
How is it?
Pakhi Sharma.
Yes, Pakhi, I forgot. So, Pakhi, during chemistry practicals,
Yes, sir.
did you ever read this word? Inference.
Yes, sir.
What does it mean?
It means some conclusion.
No, inference is different from the conclusion. A step before conclusion. Like conclusion is something must be, inference is can be.
Okay, means
Okay.
something like prediction.
Yes, like probability rather than prediction. Okay, a strong probability.
Okay.
Fine. So it's like suppose you have 4 criteria to prove something, 3 is satisfied, then you can say it can be inference. It can be this. So you will do directly that test. Okay. Suppose you don't have fourth criteria at your disposal, but three are satisfied. Okay. So what you do in those practicals, you will not go and find the fourth criteria. It is or not. You will say, yes, this might be a compound. So I will test for this. Only this compound will satisfy these particular properties. So yes, they are satisfying. It's मतलब inference हमारा सही था. It means our inference was correct. Fine.
Yes,
So
sir.
similarly, it is like conclusion only. I just gave a very fine line of differentiation because it will help you in eliminating or solving. So logical means step by step, systematic. Whatever is systematic, whatever is step by step, it's logical. Now, so it is something we now go for options. Prosperity of agriculture sector is of critical importance. It is talking about the prosperity, important word. Indian economy greatly depends on agriculture. I'm just highlighting the keywords. India should take strict measures to control its rapid population. So here focus in on strict measures on rapid population. India's farming community should switch over to other occupations to improve their economic conditions. Now, I hope none of you have solved this, but I will ask, what is the answer of this question? Everyone, type or speak. I will then type. B. Ankita B. Sakshi B. Fine. Most A. Akansha A. Shweta A. Shweta and Akansha, why A? If you can speak, very good. If not, then type.
Sir, because it is talking about the level of agricultural growth of India, and it is comparing it with the other country, and it is saying that at that time it was like that this much population was dependent, but the growth was this much, and when it comes to 2030, the population will be 42% dependent on it, but the growth is going less. So it was talking about that.
Okay, Shweta, type. Okay, Ashwini. I'm just asking to the people who are saying A. I just want to know why A. Shweta, yes, sir, same on the line of our thoughts. Fine. So first of all, I will contradict why not D, because Akansha said that we can't only depend on agriculture. Akansha, it is asking for inference. Okay. If I say those who have typed anything, okay. What is assumption here? If against inference, I say assumption. Sir, B can be क्या लिखा है? B can be D assumption. अच्छा, D assumption. B is the assumption according to you. So जिसने जिसने B कहा था, तो ये तो whoever have said B, it means B is the assumption for us for such questions. A reason, assumption is something that you prejudice. Okay. Now, therefore, B is out of picture. Now coming to the D, India's farming community should switch over to the other occupation. Inference is not solution. They are not asking what to do or way ahead or way forward. So it should be way forward here. Or you can say that it should be a solution to your problem. So that's why D भी गया. Now we have only two options, A or C. India should take strict measures to control its rapid population. Now, I have told you, try to relate. Did anywhere in the question we told that we are dependent on agriculture because of our population? Are you getting my question?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Did anywhere in the passage it is saying that we should be dependent on, like due to our population, we are dependent on agriculture? Is it so? So B bhi gaya, means B is wrong, C wrong, D wrong. Now what is the answer? A. Fine.
Sir,
Yeah. Please.
sir, we can skip B and D option, like thinking that nowhere in the passage we are talking about the economy.
That is also correct. That also works.
Yes, sir.
Because
So B and
certainly
D.
we are not. Fine. That will work. Okay, now strict measures, again rapid population. We are not talking about the population and all. We are saying that certain number of population is dependent over there. We are not saying that due to population we are dependent. Now prosperity of agriculture is of critical importance. Why this become inference? A major chunk of your a major chunk of your population is dependent on the agriculture. So if agriculture becomes prosperous, certainly it will become prosperous. That's what we can conclude, or say inference is there. Am I clear? Ankita, I will come to that again. Don't worry. You have raised the question, it will be answered. Guys, are you clear with this?
Yes, sir.
Now, why not B? Ankita, I am asking you a question. Against rational inference, replace the word assumption. Which of the following is the most logical assumption that can be made from the above passage? What kind of assumption you can make? Give me the answer. Option also are same. About dependence of Indian agriculture. So Ankita, again, if it is assumption, can it be inference? Inference is something one step before conclusion, not certainty that it should be a conclusion, but near to conclusion. Can they both be same? Like, can your assumption be your conclusion? Are you getting my point? Now, see, like as I told, our mind is something how we train it. I am able to think in this way because somehow UPSC papers have made me to think in this way. Fine. Now, coming to the next question of Rishit. Sir, Rishit, inference and conclusion is almost similar. Inference is just one step before conclusion. At inference level, you are not 100% sure, but yes, you have certain idea that it is conclusion only. So suppose you meet me after 10 years. I might not say that yeah, kad kathi se he is looking like Rashid. मतलब I am not certain, but मेरा inference है कि कद काठी से ये यार अपना ऋषित लग रहा है. I'm saying hi. I'm unable to remember, but still I'm saying hi. So it was my inference. Suppose मेरे को याद ही है because we have met so many times. Oh, this is the conclusion. He is Rishit. Fine.
Yes, sir.
Fine. Now, okay, guys. Okay. Sorry, no, but थोड़ी आना है. नीचे 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 बस. चलो. Now, in the same manner, we are going to go second passage. Fine. Again, same technique. We will stick to our basics. Everything will be fine. Oh my. One, many pathogens that cause foodborne illness are unknown. So it is talking about pathogens. Sorry. Number two. Second thing, foodborne. Something lead to contamination can occur at any stage from farm to plate. Now third, since most of the cases of food poisoning go unreported, the true extent of global foodborne illness is unknown. Fine. Fourth, improvements in the international monitoring have led to the greater public awareness, yet the rapid globalization of food production increases consumers' vulnerability by making food better to regulate and trace. Okay, again, improvements in the international monitoring have led to greater public awareness. Means monitoring, awareness, two keywords, yet the rapid globalization of food production increases consumers' vulnerability by making food harder to regulate. It is saying that regulation is hard. Why? Due to increase. We have the word on our plate says an official of WHO. Now, which one of the following is most logical corollary? Fine. Now I will ask you guys, since you have done 2019-20 paper, what is the meaning of corollary? And if not that, go back to your 10th class. Whenever there is a theorem and all, you will find corollary 1, you will find corollary 2. What is this? Now answer me, since you have done 2019 paper. Okay, result. Anyone else who wants to speak? No. Next step that follows, linkage. Somehow Vaishnavi and Ankita, if I mix both of you, I will get the answer. Next step is linkage only. Akanksha, you two are correct. So it is like when we use vice versa, one way or the other way, it is correct. So you are saying this, it means that is also correct. For example, suppose I say I and Pakhi have 100 rupees. Fine. And Pakhi have 32 rupees. So next corollary is that I have 68 rupees. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
So it is linkage and result. So result or linkage mix kiya, we got the answer. Now, after reading that, what should be answer? Tell me. A, 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 fine. So here B and C are very irrelevant options. So we won't look upon it. I will ask why not D?
Sir, it is kind of a very extreme statement.
Good. This is one of the way to eliminate the option in the passage. Very good. What else we can say about it? Can we link last line or D option? We have the word on our plate. Can we link? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, certainly we can link. That's why the confusion is there. Okay, we have the word on our plate. Globalization of food production should be curtailed. Okay, so rather than food production curtailed, it should have been plate mein zyada. I mean, it is more in our plate, then we should bring something out of our plate. We should remove from the plate rather than we cut the production. Got it? Now, if we know that packaged foods are going to give us food poisoning, we will remove those only, na? Why we should cut it out? Clear? This was easy in comparison to the previous one. And A is the correct answer.
Sir,
Yes.
so what if it would have asked inference instead of corollary then?
Okay. Inference. It means conclusion. Okay. Corollary is direct or indirect result. Something. Now, what you can conclude from this? Tell me. None of the options are there which can be conclusion. So we have to create something. Again, if you are going this way that you have to create conclusion, then you are applying your mind rather than UPSC acumen, you will end up ruining the thing. So we won't do it. Correct, Rishit?
Yes, sir.
We won't apply our mind until unless it is required. Be assured. Now, moving ahead. Let's do some good passage. Let's do this one, ना? ये थोड़ा बड़ा है. This 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay. So we are doing this 17th passage since it is a little bit longer. Clear? We will stick to basics. One, it is no longer enough for us to talk about providing for universal access to education. So universal access is keyword and education is keyword. Second, making available schooling facilities is an essential prerequisite, but it is insufficient to ensure all children attend this school and participate in the learning process. Okay, making available school. Now, availability of school is one point and children attend the school other point. Third, the school may be there, but children may not attend or they may drop out after a few months. So here drop out is something that you should underline. Through school and social mapping, we must address the entire gamut of social, economic, cultural, indeed linguistic, pedagogic issues, factors that prevent children from weaker sections and disadvantaged group, as also girls from regularly attending and complementing the elementary education. So what is it is saying through schools and social mapping. Social mapping is the keyword over here. We must address entire gamut of social, economic. This is something. Okay. Now, who's are underline just one or two because many are there. So that you, if you look back, yeah, means if you look at this word, you will again read prevent children regularly because you are not that focused. Nah? We are in so much hurry when we do. Okay. Now it is the keyword. complementing elementary education. The focus must be on the poorest and the most vulnerable, since the groups are the most disempowered and the greatest risk of violation or denial of their right to education. Fine. So this will be your fifth point. Denial of right to education con disempowered. So if it's not like you underline and move ahead. Okay. The right to education goes beyond free and compulsory education to include quality education for all. And बात हो रही है right to education की. The quality is an integral part of the right to education. If the education process lacks quality, children are being denied their right. Means it is again talking about quality only. The right of children to free and compulsory education act lays down that the curriculum should provide for learning through activities, exploration, and discovery. So not only bookish knowledge. This places an obligation on us to change our perception of children as passive receivers. Passive receivers. Children are not passive receivers. Jo padha diya. We have to give them quality education. And to move beyond the convention of using textbooks as talked earlier, basis of the examination. Now, 10th point. The teaching learning process must become the stress-free. Now it is talking about teaching. Stress-free. Massive program for curriculum reform should be initiated to provide for a child-friendly learning system that is more relevant and empowering. 11th. Teacher accountability system and the process must ensure that the children are learning and that their right to learn in the child-friendly environment is not violated. 12th. So, not violated. Children are learning. Testing and assessment system must be re-examined and redesigned to ensure re-examined concept testing, assessment. These do not force children to struggle between school and tuition centers and bypass childhood. Means let them enjoy. Now coming to the questions, we have good questions around I guess 4 questions. According to the passage, which of the following is of paramount importance under the right to education? Now always remember it is saying according to passage. Don't go for your past knowledge and all. So what is important? Sending children to school by all parents. Is it important? Provision of adequate physical infrastructure in the schools. Is it important? Curricular reform for developing child-friendly learning system. Your options are these. Now select your options, guys. Let me know. Everyone see, I guess. Ajay A. Fine. Almost everyone have written. So again, what you have to do, as Rishit have already pointed out that Ajay, it is word all. Fine. All means extreme. You are including everyone. If you read that passage again, you will not find anything related to it. First line talks about universal education, nothing about the parents. Second line, available schooling facilities is prerequisite, but it means it is not only about the infrastructure. Therefore, second option is also going in second line. Okay, in the third line, it is not talking about anything like that. Social mapping, it is not talking about anything like that. Disempowered, no. So if you feel that nowhere it has talked about parents and all. Ajay, are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. तो 1 तो गलत, सेकंड भी गलत, तो बचा अपना सी ओनली। सो पैरामाउंट इंपॉर्टेंस की बात हुई थी, इट मीन्स सी, थर्ड ओनली। एवरीवन करेक्ट। नाउ मूविंग टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन। With the reference to above passage, the following assumptions. Now assumptions is there. भैया बारी में दो आप। Right to education guarantees teachers accountability for the learning. Okay. Is it assumption? Right to education guarantees 100% enrollment of the children in the school. Always remember with reference to above passage. Don't use your past knowledge and all. The right to education intends to take full advantage of demographic dividend. Which of the followings are assumptions? So answer, select your answers. Okay, let me write here only so that you don't have to look. It's 1, then 2 and 3, 3. Second option is 2 and 3. Third option 3, 1, 2, 3. Tina? Yeah. So I have got 1B. बाकी almost सब A हैं. Ashwini, why B?
सर क्योंकि यूनिवर्सल एजुकेशन प्लस फैसिलिटीज इन स्कूल प्रिक्विसाइट फैसिलिटीज लिखा है।
तो यूनिवर्सल एजुकेशन का मतलब क्या होता है?
राइट टू एजुकेशन टू एवरी चिल्ड्रन।
तो does it says that 100% enrollment?
से यूनिवर्सल एजुकेशन लिखा है ना, तो 100% नहीं, अजम्पशन है ना।
वो एजुकेशन प्रोवाइड करने की बात कर रहे हैं, तो ये इन्फ्रेंस हो सकता है ना कि 100% होगा, क्योंकि आपने यूनिवर्सल किया है। आपने अज्यूम ही 100% कर लिया, तो एजुकेशन यूनिवर्सल रखने की फायदा क्या हुआ? इफ यू आर अज्यूमिंग समथिंग 100%, then why we need universal education? It means everything is good. Not getting me?
Yeah, understood.
So it is not assumption, it is asking for assumption. It can be your conclusion or inference.
But sir, inference or inference means assumption in a.
Huh? What?
Sorry. Inference means आपने बोला ना assumption. When we assume.
No, I never said that. Did I say that inference is assumption? Yes or no in chat box at least?
No, sir. And second standard can't be conclusion or inference also, no, sir.
Sorry?
Second statement, like 100%.
It can be inference. Inference is
How,
something.
sir?
Inference is something near to the conclusion. Again, I am saying don't go into this discussion. Limit yourself to the UPSC question and its answer framing. Because I will tell you why. Because for this I can 100% defend. Okay, not for every question. So that's why I say don't go into detail, because devil is in the detail only. Why this can be inference? You say that there was a line universal education. When you are saying that universal education, okay, you can say that if universal education is there, it can be. I said inference is can be and conclusion in must be. So inference can be, it can be 100% enrollment. Therefore, universal education. Fine, like we had as many as seats, as many as candidates, therefore 100%. But it cannot be conclusion. Dropouts and all. Fine. Now, inference and assumptions are totally different thing. Assumption is something assuming. Now, therefore, second is not there. Now, why third cannot be assumption? Right to education intends to take full advantage of demographic dividend. It is not so. We will not put any extra information in our answer which is not given in the passage. We have nowhere, I guess, talked about this demographic dividend at all. So we will ignore. Now, after this, like 20 questions, 19 and 20, we will do. I will give you 3 or 4 points in which you have to ponder upon. Fine. That's why it will be first only. And A is the correct answer. Fine. Now, moving to the 19th question. Oof. According to Beza, which one of the following critical in bringing the quality education? Ensuring regular attendance, giving pecuniary benefits, understanding socio-cultural background, inculcating learning through activities and discovery. I think very easy question. Already, I think people have started answering. D. So I think it was a easy. Anyone who do not think D, let me know, else I will go for the 20th question. Fine. What is the essential message in the passage? Message it is talking about. Right to education now is a fundamental right. Is it a message? Right to education enables the children of poor and weaker section to society to attend schools. Is it a message? Right to education should include the quality education for all. Is it a message? The government as well as parents should ensure that all children attend the school. Now, which is the message? Okay, B, C. I got one B already. So most of the things are C. B वाला कौन? पाखी बी और वैष्णवी बी. ओके, पाखी एंड वैष्णवी. वाई? पहले पाखी बोली. पाखी बोल.
Yes, sir.
वाई बी?
Sir, there was a line mentioned in the passage regarding this.
Right to education and the children of poor to attend the school. Is it message or say inference or say one of the probable statements that you can make?
Actually, I'm confused between B and C.
Confusion is jayaz. I will tell you how to do away these dilemmas because this is something that I want. Why, Vaishnavi? What is your answer?
Sir, same. I was confused between B and C, and I eliminated C because it talks like a quality education for all. So I eliminated C.
If I say you all are gem, not khane wala gem nahi. It is like value wala gem. Okay. So what message I want to convey to you guys? Am I giving any message? You all are gem.
Yes, sir.
What is the message, Paki?
That we all are good in some particular thing that we are supposed to.
Fine. At least there should be some basis. Means message has some basis.
Yeah.
Now considering B option as a correct option, do you think it has some basis or it is becoming the message itself? Attending a school, is it a message? Is it a
No,
message?
no, sir.
On other hand, if I say quality education for all, is it a message?
Yes.
Paki?
Yes, sir.
Fine.
Yeah.
Now, this is the last part of session that I wanted to convey because we have done certain things and it will go in the backward direction now. First thing, eliminate extreme statements. You can jot down. Second thing, make sure you never, ever bring your own opinion, prejudices, biases, overuses of mind while solving reading comprehension. Correct? You don't have to bring your own emotions in the reading comprehension. Fine. Third thing, sometimes facts are given which is quite correct just to confuse you. For example, this statement is a fact. This is something we can inference or find it as possibility. So such statements give extra care while reading. You will find that it has been asking assumption and it is something else. It is not asking the same. So you got only one option. That's why this. Else you will end up justifying the options. That I am thinking this, therefore this will be this thing by this way. This is also correct. This is also correct, and 1 and 2 is not there. So I have to choose between 1 and 2 and 3. So I will mark D. We don't have to do it if we remember this, that whatever is asked in the passage or given in the passage, that is the only basis of our actions. Fine. Last but not the least, whenever you are confused between two options, like here, Paki was confused between B and C. First, see what is the ask. What has been asked? Is it conclusion? Is it assumption, corollary, inference? You should be clear with the meanings of the same. If not clear, just turn the page in your regional language. It has been written and you will be able to understand. Fine. Now, what I was telling you, I forgot. Can someone remind me? I'm getting old. Like, and such may it got slipped out of mind. Speak.
When confused between two options.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Kavya. Rest all are sleeping, I guess. I am getting old. You should be active. Okay. So when confused between the two options, you have to give points. Okay, it is related to passage somewhere. It is not. Okay. First of all, it is asking this. This doesn't look like message. So here -1, here +1. Now, right to education enables children of poor and weaker section of society to attend school. So, is it right to education? No, they have other means too. Right to free compulsory education, quality. Yes, there should be quality issue because school is like available to everyone by here and there. Right to education might have ensured certain criteria provisions. That's why bringing quality. So 1 point again. Second, which is more focused on passage. If you look back at the passage, okay, let's go back to the passage. We will read only underlined words. Universal access, available schooling, children attend school, okay, dropouts means quality having issues, social mapping. When you are doing social mapping, it is about the universal nature, okay. So when it is universal, it means it is not only talking about weaker section, non-weaker too is included, okay. So here disadvantaged group, okay, disempowered group, it is promoting the first option right now. Now, if you look at the next page, okay, denial of their right to education. The right to education goes beyond free and compulsory education. If you look at this thing, to include quality education that we have already underlined. This was the message, and is starting itself says goes beyond free and compulsory education. So we don't have to limit ourselves to there only. Fine. Now activities, exploration, passive receivers to means you have to go beyond textbook. Means you are going beyond textbook again. Some kind of quality is coming. Therefore, you are going for exposure and all, exploration, activities. Okay. Curricular reform. Why we bring reform anywhere? Be it system, be it your laptop, be it in your personality, to enhance the qualities. Fine. Now, testing, examination. Again, you are playing on the quality. So the message was about quality. So many +1 for this. So if we are playing game, move on. Option C. Fine. So these are the 4 techniques that I wanted to share with you, and it will help you in the clearing reading comprehension issue. Believe me, words like inference, corollary, and all, if you just solve the previous year questions, you will find whatever is being asked by UPSC, and it won't create such a tough paper again. Okay, it is on similar level, and you will be able to deal with it. If you are facing any issues, just look at the word. Okay, for example, you don't know where was the corollary question. Corollary question. Friends, 8th question we have asked about the corollary. Okay. 8th is about निम्नलिखित में से कौन सा उपयुक्त परिच्छेद का सर्वाधिक तार्किक उपनिगमन है? अब that's why Hindi medium students abuse UPSC. उपनिगमन they would not have read in life, but तार्किक, logical. Okay, here itself you can say it is something logical. Here we have, okay, related to the interlinkages. Okay, it is something, if interlinkage is there, it might be a previous or next one. So we have to check that only. Either corollary, you have to activate your minds. Have you ever read it? Okay, so corollary is something UPSC is asking again. Inference is something it is asking. Conclusion, assumption, you should be ready with it. Fine. So this was all about from my side for this session. If you got any queries, any questions, stage is open for you. Else, I will say bid adieu for today. If no questions, type in chat box, no sir. If any questions, unmute, speak, you want to type. Fine. Ajay, is he here?
यस सर।
समझ में आया अजय?
जी सर मेरा एक डाउट था कि जैसे आप बोल रहे थे कि जो बिल्कुल एक्सट्रीम होती है स्टेटमेंट है ना, उनको सीधा ही एलिमिनेट कर देना है, बट समटाइम देखा जाता है कि जो ऑल या ओनली वर्ड होते हैं ना, वो समटाइम ठीक होते हैं, तो मतलब उनका गेस कैसे लगाए कि हाँ भी इनका वो सही है।
See, 99% ऑफ द टाइम्स चीजों में एक्सट्रीम वर्ड्स एलिमिनेट हो जाते हैं। तो अजय हम क्या करेंगे, हम अपना जो 99% है ना वो सही करेंगे, ठीक है।
Okay,
हमें
sir.
ज्यादा दिमाग लगाएंगे एज आई सेड तो हम मिस करने लगेंगे। अगर वो सही भी है ना, अगर मान लो आपको लगेगा तो पैसेज पढ़ने के बाद आपको क्लियर पता चल जाएगा, ठीक है। बट इसमें आपको साफ पता लग रहा है कि वहां पे जब ऑल ओनली है नहीं होगा इतना, ठीक है।
Yes, sir.
So we will go for the one. See, all the things are general only. कुछ सर्टेन तो होता नहीं यूपीएससी में, इतना प्रेडिक्टेबल होता तो फिर लोगों को इतने अटेम्प्ट लगते क्यों, है ना। तो वी वोंट गो इन दैट एरिया। फाइन,
Fine, sir.
ठीक है। तो अब आप अजय आप सी सेट भी स्टार्ट कर सकते हो, एटलीस्ट रीडिंग कम्प्रेहेंशन वाला पार्ट। सिर्फ प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस करने हैं और यूपीएससी के ही करने हैं। फाइन,
Yes, sir.
okay. So now this direction is for the 2022 aspirants. Guys, you can solve any test series questions and all, but don't go by their answer key. First, complete your UPSC papers only, be it mathematics, quant, logical reasoning, or reading comprehension, then go for others. Fine. So that's all from my side. Since you don't have any questions, we stop the recording here.